When our ancient ancestors crafted or abandoned objects hundreds or even thousands of years ago, they probably never thought their far-off descendants would one day dig them up and piece together the story of their lives. If they had, maybe they would have been kind enough to leave behind a few instruction manuals. Instead, we're left piecing together mysteries. And as you'll see in this video, some of them still leave the experts scratching their heads. Let's start off with number 15. Crocodile Stone. Debate still stirs around the crocodile stone at Laos's ancient Wat Phu temple. Some scholars argue it wasn't even shaped by human hands, but standing beside it, that's hard to believe. Nestled within sacred grounds dating back to the 12th century, this large slab bears markings that many say resemble a crocodile, or depending on your view, the outline of a human body. The stone itself predates the temple by several centuries, likely originating around the 5th century when the Chenla Empire ruled the region. These people were no strangers to ritual, including human sacrifice, leading some historians to suspect the stone may have been used for grim ceremonies. Others lean toward a more practical theory, suggesting the grooves collected rainwater for temple use. No definitive evidence confirms either idea, leaving its true purpose lost in time. What remains undeniable is the heavy sense of history surrounding it, a relic that has quietly weathered the rise and fall of civilizations for over a millennium. Well, it is scary. Number 14. A wand with human faces. At Tel Khorassa in southern Syria, archaeologists unearthed a haunting relic, a 9,000-year-old wand etched with two lifelike human faces. This small artifact, carved from the rib bone of an auroch, the ancient wild ancestor of cattle, offers one of the rarest early examples of realistic human depictions in prehistoric Syria, found near a graveyard where about 30 individuals were buried headless. The wand appears tied to ancient funerary rituals. Curiously, many of the missing skulls were later placed inside nearby homes. Measuring just under 5 inches long, the wand had been broken at both ends, leading experts to believe more faces might once have adorned it. Although its full symbolic meaning remains elusive, researchers connect it to ritual practices, possibly related to ancestor veneration or spiritual rites. Parallels have been drawn with a similar tradition in ancient Jericho, where detached skulls were plastered and painted, another culture trying to honor and perhaps communicate with the dead. Number 13. Baltic Sea Anomaly and Anti-Gravity Artifact. Since its discovery in 2011 by the Swedish Ocean X team, the Baltic Sea Anomaly has fascinated scientists and conspiracy theorists alike. Lying at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, the mysterious object triggered electronic disruptions when vessels passed overhead. Samples retrieved from the anomaly revealed metals like limonite and goethite, which, according to geologist Steve Weiner, are unlikely to occur naturally in this formation. Theories about the object's origin range from a Nazi anti-submarine device to a prehistoric spacecraft, though mainstream experts often lean toward natural rock formation explanations. Recently, another bizarre find surfaced nearby, an anti-gravity artifact unearthed on the Baltic shores by Boris Alexandrovich. The artifact, believed to be around 1,400 years old, generates an unexplained energy field and contains extremely pure metals. Its existence challenges conventional historical narratives and hints, at least for some, at the possibility of forgotten ancient technologies or civilizations that operated at a level far beyond what history currently recognizes. Number 12. Ancient Egyptian Hedgehog Bead. Among ancient Egypt's countless artistic treasures, a tiny blue-glazed artifact shaped like a hedgehog stands out for its charm and mystery. Today housed in New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art, this 4,000 bead captures a hedgehog curled tightly into a defensive ball, complete with carefully sculpted spines, paws, and a snout. Measuring about 2 inches in diameter, it was likely crafted in 2 halves and fused together with heat. Although scholars believe it may have been worn as a pendant, its true purpose remains unclear, just like other finds. Hedgehogs were often associated with rebirth and protection in ancient Egyptian symbolism, which could explain why such a motif would be chosen for personal adornment. Tiny holes in the bead suggest it was once threaded onto a cord, perhaps worn around the neck or wrist. Despite its modest size, the hedgehog bead reflects an astonishing attention to detail and offers a glimpse into the daily lives, beliefs, and artistry of an ancient civilization still admired today. Number 11. Column of Death. In the ancient town of San Pablo Villa de Mitla, Mexico, an eerie legend clings to a solitary stone pillar known as the Column of Death. Located inside a labyrinth of burial chambers, the column is said to predict a person's fate. If you touch it and feel it move, death is near. Different versions of the myth claim that simply touching it could unleash a curse. Either way, the tales have fueled fascination for centuries. The Zapotec people, who revered Mitla as a city of the dead, once buried their dead deep beneath these intricate stone complexes. The column itself now bears the marks of countless visitors seeking to test the old superstition, so much so that authorities eventually barred direct contact to protect it from further damage. The surrounding tunnels and elaborately decorated tombs hint at ceremonies and beliefs that are still not fully understood. Standing within those stone walls, you sense that Mitla was never meant to be fully explained. Number D's. Monksit's bones emerge. While walking along Montnash's rugged shoreline in South Wales, Mandy Ewing spotted something grim yet astonishing: a medieval monk's leg bones emerging from the crumbling cliff face. She captured photos and alerted coastal archaeologist Carl James Langford, who confirmed the remains likely belonged to a Cistercian monk from the 1200s. The coastline had once been part of a monastic burial ground, and years of storms and erosion finally brought the bones into view. Sadly, their precarious position rules out a safe excavation. Langford noted with a heavy heart that the bones are receiving their final rites from nature, gradually being washed into the sea. It's a stark reminder of the relentless pace of erosion and of the countless hidden histories at risk along coastal sites. Given the graveyard size, it's almost certain these won't be the last remains revealed as the cliffs continue to disappear under the pressure of storms and rising tides. Number 9. Dyson bow brooch. During the 6th to 8th centuries in Scandinavia, nothing said style quite like the Dyson bow brooch. These stunning ornaments, crafted with intricate gilding and adorned with red garnets sourced from distant lands like India and Sri Lanka, weren't just fashion statements, they told family stories. Only ever found in women's graves, these brooches hint at deeper traditions. Some were worn for generations, passed lovingly from mother to daughter, treasured far beyond their aesthetic value. The detailed patterns etched into their surfaces might even hold encoded messages about lineage and ancestry, though the meaning remains locked away. A few brooches intriguingly depict women wearing the brooches themselves, a centuries-old echo of something almost like Inception, jewelry within jewelry. If there's a hidden language embedded in their designs, no historian has cracked it yet. But the connection between beauty, memory, and legacy stitched into each Dyson bow brooch continues to whisper across the centuries. Number 8. Lost City of the Tigris. As Iraq's drought-stricken Mosul reservoir receded in June 2022, a beautiful 3,400-year-old city re-emerged from the depths of the Tigris River. Archaeologists quickly recognized the ruins as part of a once mighty center of the Mitanni Empire, one of the most powerful civilizations of the Late Bronze Age. Massive administrative buildings, a fortified wall with towers, vast storage areas, and the remnants of a grand palace sprawled across the landscape. Some researchers believe this might be the legendary city of Zakiku, an important Mitanni capital between 1550 and 1350 BCE. Time is against the archaeologists. The city's exposure is temporary, and every uncovered artifact must be documented before the waters return. Among the most thrilling finds were 5 mysterious ceramic vessels containing more than 100 cuneiform tablets, likely detailing administrative records or cultural rituals. Deciphering these tablets could illuminate daily life in a civilization that, until now, left behind little more than faint shadows in history. Number 7. Rare petroglyphs, resurface. On the beaches of Pampakia in Oahu, Hawaii, rare petroglyphs hidden for more than a decade resurfaced after powerful winter swells swept layers of sand from the coastline. Waves reaching over 23 feet high exposed more than 70 ancient carvings, mostly depicting human-like figures and dogs, offering a fleeting glimpse into Hawaii's distant past. Known locally as Kia Paku, these petroglyphs remain largely understudied because they vanish under the sand for years at a time. Archaeologists believe ancient Hawaiians used them to record inter-island journeys, commemorate significant events, or mark sacred trails. The historic Hawaii Foundation quickly moved in to document the carvings before the sea reburied them once again. Similar imagery is found at Pu'ulua on the Big Island, where carvings even mark the placement of newborn umbilical cords. Some newly exposed figures near Honolulu hint at legends like the terrifying cannibalistic dog creature Kapi. Each carving links today's Hawaiians to the deep storied roots of their ancestors. Number 6. Massive wooden haniwa. Among Japan's Mozu Furuichi Kofun burial mounds, a rare wooden haniwa statue stunned archaeologists in late 2022. Unlike the more common clay versions, this giant wooden figure stood over 11 feet tall, making it the largest wooden haniwa ever uncovered. Crafted from kawaki, a prized variety of Japanese pine, the statue was discovered submerged in the remains of a 5th century moat surrounding the Minamakawachi tomb. Haniwa figures typically marked elite burial sites, and their material, size, and placement spoke volumes about the status of the deceased. Given the craftsmanship and choice of wood, experts suggest the buried individual once wielded significant power, possibly a regional ruler. Over centuries, the statue's preservation inside the moat shielded it from complete decay. Today it stands as a silent yet commanding relic of a society that blended political might, spiritual beliefs, and artistic expression into monuments for the dead, offering modern researchers a rare glimpse at Japan's complex ancient funeral rites. But again, the real story behind these artifacts is still a mystery. Number 5. Ancient financial tablet. In the heart of Jerusalem's ancient pilgrimage road, a tiny artifact uncovered in May 2023 revealed a vivid piece of daily life during the Second Temple period. Archaeologists unearthed a 2,000-year-old stone tablet believed to be a financial record, a form of receipt or payment instruction used by merchants and pilgrims alike. Inscribed into chalk stone, the tablet shows partially preserved Hebrew names, letters, and numeric symbols. Shimon, one of the names, appears alongside abbreviations for money and quarters, hinting at small-scale financial transactions. While similar finds have surfaced elsewhere in Israel, this marks the first discovery of its kind within the ancient boundaries of Jerusalem itself. Researchers believe the tablet likely originated from a reused ossuary, a secondary burial container common at the time. The pilgrimage road wasn't just a spiritual thoroughfare, it was a bustling artery of commerce. Finds like this tiny stone window into past economies bring to life the vibrant marketplace atmosphere that once thrived around the sacred city. But the real story behind this thing is a total mystery. Number 4. Norway sits oldest runestone. Unearthed near Lake Tyrifjorden in Norway, a weathered stone quietly changed Viking history. Discovered in 2021, but only formally announced in early 2023, this ancient artifact holds what is believed to be the oldest runic inscription ever found in Norway. Carved roughly 1,800 years ago, the runestone emerged from a modest burial containing cremated bones inside a flat grave outlined by charcoal. Although simple, the stone carries deep meaning. Inscribed upon it is the word Idibera, a name thought to belong to the woman buried there. Early runes like these are rare. Their primitive shapes offer a snapshot of the moment when written language was just taking root among Norse societies. Careful osteological study confirmed the remains belonged to an adult woman who lived during the early 3rd century. Unlike the elaborate grave markers associated with later Viking warriors, this runestone's quiet dignity captures the origins of a culture just beginning to etch its memory into stone. Literally. What do you think about it? Number 3. 1500. Year-old coffin rescue. In Inner Mongolia, Chinese archaeologists saved a priceless 1500-year-old coffin from tomb raiders. The grave, accessed by a crude 32-foot-deep hole, contained the silk-wrapped remains of an aristocratic woman from the Northern Wei dynasty, an era marked by major cultural and political shifts. Her body, remarkably preserved, still had thick black hair, a metal headband, and fur boots. Surrounding her were grave goods, a bow, a dagger, pottery jars, and bowls, all under the silent watch of a bronze dragon head placed in the tomb's center. Experts suspect she belonged to the Xianbi ethnic group, a nomadic tribe that once ruled the northern prairies. Plans for further analysis are underway to uncover more about her identity and lifestyle. Authorities launched the rescue excavation after raiders, armed with dynamite and bulldozers, were caught digging their way to the tomb. Sadly, such aggressive looting has become increasingly common, threatening to wipe away irreplaceable pieces of China's buried history. Number 2. 3000. Year-old wooden wishing well. Hidden beneath the soil of Bavaria's Fürstenfeldbruck region, archaeologists uncovered a remarkable Bronze Age wishing well, perfectly intact after 3,000 years. Measuring 17 feet deep, the well was lined carefully with timber and concealed a hidden treasure at its base. Down where light never touched, more than 70 carefully wrapped pots, cups, and bowls were found, their delicate decorations astonishingly well preserved. Alongside the pottery, bronze clothing pins, spirals, and animal tooth pendants suggested the well wasn't simply a source of water, but played a ceremonial role. Coins retrieved from the bottom hint at early ritual offerings, maybe tossed in for blessings or possibly to harness copper and silver's ancient antibacterial properties to purify drinking water. Every object recovered speaks to deliberate, almost reverent placement rather than careless discard. The level of preservation allows modern researchers a rare, tangible look into the spiritual beliefs, health practices, and daily rituals of a society that vanished millennia ago, yet somehow still speaks through these submerged offerings. Number 1. Mysterious skull and mummified body. In the stark expanse of the Peruvian desert, a discovery has ignited both fascination and fierce skepticism. A strange skull-like object and a tiny mummified humanoid body found hidden within a cave. Researcher Brian Forster, known for his work on elongated Paracas skulls, claims responsibility for the find, posting early observations online. He describes the skull as made of bone-like material, covered with what appears to be skin, featuring large, non-human amphibian-style eyes and a disproportionately small mouth. Yet controversy swirls heavily around the find. Critics remain skeptical, especially given Forster's past claims that the Paracas skulls lacked human DNA, a claim that subsequent testing disproved. DNA analysis and radiocarbon dating are now underway at reputable North American laboratories. Whether these bizarre relics will stand up to scientific scrutiny or join the long list of curiosities explained away remains to be seen. For now, they hover between mystery and myth, fueling imaginations worldwide. What do you think about it? Is it real? Well, let us know. And we hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like it, share it, and smack the subscribe button for more amazing content just like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon in the next one.